Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this doesn't work. And thank you for joining this morning's edition of Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys, because you guys know things happen late in the evening, late at night, first thing in the morning, so you want to be up to speed with everything that is America's team. Let's get open for business. We are only 43 days, 8 hours, 32 minutes, and 55 seconds away from kickoff against the Carolina Panthers. And I'm as excited as can be, guys. It's Saturday morning. I'm just getting my coffee, but you look at this. Boom. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to run through a brick wall for my Cowboys right now, my damn self. I've been waiting to be able to talk about what's going on in the field. It's been the long off season. And here we are, day number 3, and we're dealing with drama. Drama with the Cowboys. In Dez Bryant's defense, the Twitter tirade, you can look at that and say, you know what? At least it's not hearsay. It's Dez Bryant standing up for himself. Because the Cowboys did Dez Bryant wrong. Let's be honest. Dez Bryant, if they didn't have him in his plans, they should have let him go a lot sooner than when they did. They screwed his opportunities to go elsewhere, and in the meantime, while they're holding on to him, they literally trashed him. Dez has kept kind of quiet about it. He hasn't really gone on things, but he finally lost it. And I can understand it because football is a tough business. We all dream about being a football player and think that it's the best thing in the world, but it's a job that is high pressure, high strain, and physically tolling on your body. You're literally one play away from being unemployed. There's no job security. You can be in one team today and you got to go to someplace else tomorrow, and then you can be cut and unemployed the next. That's the reality of football. And Dez Bryant thought he was always going to be a Dallas Cowboy. And to have to start over in someplace else, and I'm sure Cleveland won't be awful. You'll be able to still play some more for years down the road. But that's not the Dallas Cowboys. Well, Stephen Jones, I don't think was necessarily trying to throw shade at Dez Bryant. It just came out that way, and they kind of took bits and pieces of the interview. He was basically talking more about Dak Prescott and what Dak needs to do to be better this year. And there were bits and pieces of it you could say, oh, okay, Dez Bryant was in his ear. Well, I tell you what, let me go ahead and just get you what was said, so that way you can hear for yourself.
Just think it's, he's working on his game. I think he's worked on his accuracy. I think he's got to trust the system, which I think at times last year there was pressure with Dez in his ear, to some degree Jason in his ear. Those great players want balls. And I think if he can get back to what we did the year before, where we run the football consistently with Zeke and that great offensive line we have, and let him really trust the system, work through his reads, which I think he'll do, then I think not that he didn't play good last year, but I think he'll have the type of year he had the year before, if not better. And I just think if he'll step up and really trust and have the patience to work through those things, and then as he's really been good at his whole career, whether it's Mississippi State or us, is protect the football. I mean, let's don't beat ourselves.
Okay, so of course Dez Bryant was like, oh, no. After Scott Linehan said that, there was limited route running that they ended up calling, and Dez Bryant's like, yeah, y'all blame me for everything. Understand that they know what went on there. They know the offense sucked. In 17 weeks, I got to line up doing this garbage-ass offense. He has valid points in that. But I don't know that Stephen Jones was necessarily going after Dez in that, because in the same sentence he talked about Dez Bryant being in his ear about the ball, you got Jason Witten in the same sentence. But Dez took it and said, look, don't blame me. It ain't all on me. And quite frankly, he's probably right. there's plenty of blame to go all the way around between the play calling. We talked about that over and over in nauseum all offseason, and that's one of the things the Cowboys have to do better next year, without a doubt. Dak Prescott regressing, the offensive line being hurt, and Dez not getting open. It was some blame to go all the way around. But he ended up calling Sean Lee a snake. Sean Lee ended up saying this.
To say that I can get anybody off the team and have any input on the roster is absurd. Second thing, I love Dez and I want the best for him. To be honest, we did butt heads because I wanted Dez to be more accountable to this team and his teammates. And to be honest with you, a lot of the team felt that way. I think he needs to look at himself and hold himself accountable. Thank you.
Thank you.
So
To say that
that's where
I can get him.
Sean Lee responded to being called a snake and admits that, yeah, we bumped heads. Ugh. This kind of reminds me a little bit about the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks, after that Super Bowl, after they had the most boneheaded call maybe ever in the history of football, when they had beast mode beasting all game long, that they're down on the goal line, they decided to pass and lose the game. You had the defense blaming Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll, and the offense for not having that second ring. And it ended up being a cancer in the locker room between the offense and defense. And that's for no other reason why Chris Richard is no longer in Seattle, is because of that. They got rid of Richard Sherman. They got rid of, Michael Bennett. They are trying to calm their locker room. And in a way, it may end up being that, yes, we're going to lose Dez Bryant's production. We have other guys that may be able to step up and take that place. But it may be that the locker room change may be more of a positive, and maybe both sides need a fresh start. Because this was more than just the Cowboys cutting. This is something that's been building for a lot longer. And sometimes it's just that way, and it's just time to go ahead and say, everybody, start all over. I wish the best for Dez Bryant, and I hope he can get it with a team that he really wants to play with, get paid, and end up finishing his career off great. In the same sense, I want my Cowboys to come together as a team and to go out and kick everyone's ass. And that starts again every day with dedication and hard work. Today is the first padded practices. Yesterday, Tyron Smith, as well as Sean Lee, were both off, having their Veterans Day off. They'll be in pads today. We ended up having Cameron Fleming taking the left tackle spot. So it looks like he will be the swing tackle. And if Tyron Smith goes down, he will be the guy. So, I'm sorry, I got a little distraction over there with Michael. So, that's going to be good. And it looks like Connor Williams is entrenched as the guard. So, it looks like we know what our starting offensive line is going to be like. And I got to tell you, Zeke Elliott looks sleek. He looks faster than what he did in 2016. It looks like his mind is clear, and I can't wait to get down training camp this week coming up, because I remember how it was last year. You could tell that he had the weight of the world on his shoulders, that he was not focused like he should. And I think the team kind of was feeding off of that negative energy as well. But this year, that tempo is there. My buddy, Dak Prescott. Dak has worked his ass off all offseason, working with the new receivers, working with a quarterback guru, and trying to get himself together. And right now, he's hitting guys left and right. And if there's anything that you actually like to see and hear more than anything else, is the fact that, because the team admitted, Scott Linehan, that we were limited in our play calling. We didn't do a whole lot. For whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate why it is. Whether they figured that the offense was just fine the way it was and we didn't need to change anything and we don't need to put any extra work, or they felt that people weren't able to do anything more. I don't know. But what I do know is we're beginning to change some stuff up. You're seeing Allen Hurns, who we had Dez Bryant basically on the outside all the time. You're taking Alan Hearns. He's going in the slot. You're seeing Austin on the outside with Cole Beasley there. They're trying different combinations of things, and if for no other reason, just having the element of surprise, just of not predictability, that offense will be better. And Dak Prescott, the thing that is great at is finding the open receiver. And if you got 3 and 4 wide receivers out there that are all young and fast, one of those guys are going to open. If Dak Prescott can hit them, we got it made. So that being said, I got to bust my ass all this weekend because I got to be off next week to be in Oxnard. So I've got some tile to go lay, and then I got to go over to E2 Blue's house and get that bench built for him so he can have his birthday party on Friday.